A dry mouth, tight throat, trembling arms and legs, shaking voice, and your entire body sweating. Ever felt like that? Well, that is how it feels when you have stage fright. And this person you see right here standing in front of you has certainly felt this quite often. Hello everyone, my name is Dhriti Ostwal and I am from Zebar School for Children. As you might have guessed, I am going to speak about something that has always repelled me from speaking stage fright. From as far as I could remember, I have been this person who never spoke too much. Only when it was a requirement, I used to speak. And my parents, on the other hand, they always wanted me to, speak up and be more interactive. So speak up and be more interactive. So they made me participate in more and more competitions and events in my society, my school, thinking that I would learn to socialize from quite a young age. And from the first few events was this fancy dress competition where I just had to speak about what I was dressed as, and I was dressed as Maggie Noodles. I just had to speak 5 lines about it. I rehearsed those 5 lines flawlessly. But when I went up on the stage, I don't know what happened to me. I stood there staring at the floor. The judge, she told me to step off the stage. After a few seconds, I came back without even uttering a single word. And that day, it was an embarrassing situation, a bit disappointing for my parents also, I guess. But it was difficult for a 5-year-old to speak in front of some 200 strangers, right? And then it was discovered that I was facing symptoms of stage fright. Let us know what stage fright actually is. Well, technically, stage fright comes under this bigger umbrella of glossophobia, which is the fear of public speaking. And stage fright can be defined as the anxiety and panic caused by the thought of performing. When we talk about the effects of stage fright, first of all, it can negatively impact your self esteem and self confidence, which can prove to be devastating for one's mental health. And as I've mentioned the term mental health, let me make this clear, stage fright is not any kind of mental disorder. It's like a normal reaction to a stressful situation. Let me tell you how normal this is. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, around 73% of the population is impacted by this fear, which makes this fear one of the most commonly cited fears. And you won't be able to believe a person who led a national movement have had stage fright. Yes, I'm talking about Mahatma Gandhi. He had stage fright. He was incredibly meek and shy by nature. During a debate, he felt such a fear that somebody else had to read out his arguments on his behalf. Not only him, from people like Abraham Lincoln to Amitabh Bachchan have had stage fright. And one of the most latest examples is Taylor Swift. We all know her, right? The next few words are hers. In my opinion, the only way to conquer stage fright is to get up on the stage and play. Every time you play another show, it gets better and better. Let's come back to my narrative. I guess my parents understood what Taylor Swift meant back then. And instead of confining me with this fear, they made me come out of that box. And I was made to participate in more events now. And in this entire journey of overcoming stage fright, I have had a few hitches, but something that kept me going on was their faith in me, and something that brings me till here was the confidence they helped me gain. I remember my mother used to do this thing before every performance. She used to hold my hand tight and made it feel like her faith in me transferred into me as self confidence. And that was magical. It was like a cure for me towards stage fright. And when I talk about cures, one of the most famous cures is imagining the audience as cartoon characters. Trust me, that never helps because you will start laughing or you'll get more nervous. But let me talk about some actual cures. There is one thing, when you prepare well, you'll not have that much fear because you'll feel confident that yes, you have given so much time, that yes, you have given so much time to this thing, you have worked so hard, so you can't go wrong, right? And the next thing is performing some relaxation activities, doing some yoga, some meditation, or some breathing exercises might help. And the third, a friend suggested me that wiggling your hands is of great help. It removes all the nervousness at that time. I tried all these things, and finally this resulted into something satisfactory. I remember I had to recite this poem, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, by Harivansh Rai Bachchan. This meant the ones who work hard can never be defeated. And this poem itself was so inspiring, I guess, that this time I prepared well, I went on the stage, I recited it well. I not only heard the audience clapping, but I won the first ever public speaking competition of my life. And this was a proud moment because this time the audience contained my parents as well. My father making a video and my mother clapping proudly. And what was better than that? I saw my parents filled with pride. And then there was no looking back in my journey. I participated in many events, this time with my own interest, with my own happiness. And teachers in my school started noticing me, people started noticing me for my public speaking skills. And I got selected for various things from describing a science exhibition to anchoring to speaking on All India Radio. And that was it. So this was my story. And the message is just that you can do anything. Anything and everything can be achieved if you have self-faith and self-confidence in yourself. And my parents have always told me this thing, that you always have two options when you are facing something. Flight or fright. Fight or flight. And they always said me that wherever it's possible, you have to fight your fear, you have to face your fear, because that is the best thing. And I am grateful towards them that I chose the path of fighting my fear, and today here I am. I won't say I've completely overcame stage fright, but something that I certainly know is that when I look back, I know my younger self would be proud of me, because that day I did not speak a single word, and today I gave a TED talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhriti.